to do a quick recap. Really, the entire point of this semester in this class is to get you guys ready for the spring show. So just imagining what we talked about last week. Do you guys remember the items that you're going to be preparing for the spring show? Just kind of shout them out for me. Yep, we've got a board, a resume, good. Swag, business card. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, your portfolio. Hello. Yes, the actual portfolio portion of it. Good. So everything we're working towards is for that sole purpose. Now, what I'd like to do is to start with something called the branding package. So last week, really informally, I asked you guys to kind of look around online and look for things that you like. You know, what types of graphics are you going for? And the reason why I had you guys start there, and if you haven't had a chance to do that, go ahead and take some time today. But where we're going for next week's class is we're going to have, and I'm going to let you guys decide. This is just such a crazy big class. I'm like, I don't know what's going to be best. So we're going to figure it out. But what I want you guys working on is this thing called a branding package. And yes, I have it all listed here, but I think it's better if you guys visually see. Hey guys, I just got started. I knew that you were coming. I even said, I was like, they're coming, but so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. But whatever you create in your branding package, in about 2 or 3 weeks, this is kind of like what I want you guys to always refer back to for graphics, fonts, colors. So for your portfolio, for your business card, for your resume, this is kind of like your Bible of what things will look like. All of your ideas are going to go here. So with that, let me show you what some people did last year. This is a relatively new assignment. I only have 2 semesters worth of examples. But I'm going to go through all of these, and I am recording the lecture, so if you want to come peek at them later, you may. Thanks for sharing. And do you need a chair? Here, grab this one, and I'm going to grab another one later. Ready? No, you're just fine. I'll grab that one. I've been sitting for a long time, so I'm good to stand for a bit. So here's an example. So one of the things that I ask for is I want an 8x8 layout. So 8x8 layout is something that you guys would make in InDesign. Now I can do a quick review of that at the end of this class. Show of hands, again, sorry to put you on the spot, how many of you guys didn't get InDesign in your digital graphics class? Okay, so there's a few of you. So what we'll do, every class I'll do a little bit of a review, but then I'm also just going to share my lectures from last semester's digital graphics class. You'll essentially have everything that everybody's done too. So if I miss something, you'll have those to look back onto. But the first thing I ask for is an 8x8 layout. So you can see this is a square layout. And I want a cover page with your name centered on it and branding package proposal written underneath. This just says branding package, that's fine. So far this person's doing great. Now on one page, I want a logo, a color palette, examples of fonts you want to use, and I also put please include heading font, body font, label font, logo font, etc. So basically if you can use one font for all of them, but some people like kind of like a fancy curly font and then one that's easier to read. So I want to see on a page how all of those go together. Any graphics that you would like to include, center on the page, 1 graphic per page. I kind of want to see how each of those look. And then please label each page in the bottom right-hand corner. I know that sounds silly, but I might not be able to tell the difference between your logo and your graphics. Or, you know, I would still like these labeled. So this is in your assignment description. Now I'm going to go through and maybe you can see those things start popping up. So logo 1, logo 2, logo 3 in color palette. Okay, that one's done. And this was branding package round 1 for everybody. So everybody made their initial PDF. And then what we did this semester, we actually posted our PDFs online and people commented on them. In a class this big, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that well. I don't even know how many people are in here at this point. There's supposed to be 18 of you, but I think there's 22. We'll find out. So we might just do that part in class. We'll see. So graphics are things that aren't your logo that you might put as like a background somewhere, right? They could even just go on your cover page. I hope this helps give you guys an idea of what we're really looking for with the branding package. So again, I'm gonna just keep going through. There's not too many. Do you remember the cookies from last class? So her logo changed a little bit. Jasmine, you weren't here. Somebody made cookies with their logo on it. It was incredible. That was their swag. Out of curiosity, I know we didn't go through them in super detail, but are you guys recognizing some of the branding proposals with the work that you saw behind the people? Some of you do, some of you don't. It's okay. Very stark color palette on this one. At least they had a page for it. Okay.
Are you okay if we do our fonts like she did, where one font might not be designated as like a heading font?
Yeah, that's fine. Especially at this point, we're just trying to figure out what goes with what. So with Heidi's, what I made her do, was it this one? She was trying to find something handwritten and she was just having a hard time. So I had her borrow my iPad and I was like, you sketch it out on your own because we're just not finding the font. So if there's something that you want to do handwritten, like a signature, if you have an iPad with a stylus, use it. You can always borrow mine too. Okay, I think that was the last one. Nope, one more. We'll just finish it off. She didn't use the lightning bolt. I was really sad. Anyway, so that's where we're going. Does that help you guys see like what I want you guys to be thinking of? So this is what I want you guys to be thinking of. And then just so you know, next week when we come in, we are really just diving in feet first because my goal is that we do a ton of work up front so that we can just keep refining and refining and really get your work meticulous by the time we're done. We could even finish early, I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but with the size of this class, for me, the earlier the better. So next week, what we're going to be talking about is how to print your portfolio, where to print your portfolio. So next week, I'm going to be showing you guys some examples, and then what you're going to do is you guys are going to essentially give me a proposal on how you see that happening. Are you going to go buy a portfolio with sleeves? Are you going to have somebody print it and bind it for you in a book? Are you going to go to the student center and print it? That's kind of the game plan I want you guys to have. And I want you guys to have a main plan and a backup plan. And part of figuring it out is find out the cost and then find out, and that includes shipping too. So shipping and printing costs. And then also find out the turnaround time. So that if we know that our spring show is going to be about April 24th-ish, it's going to be tricky because I've already heard back from lots of people that the week before doesn't work, but then that particular date doesn't work. So we'll keep trying to find something that works for the majority of people. We will try our best. but that will be kind of like your game plan. So you'll have your main plan and then an alternate, so that if you know that you need at least 2 weeks to print, then you know what day to have your portfolio done. You can ship it off to print, and then during those 2 weeks, jump on your board or something else. Okay, everybody with me so far? So first, our branding package to start helping all of us understand the graphics that you want to start portraying and working on. And then after we get that ball rolling, we're going to think about, okay, how do we want our portfolio to come together? And then the week after that is when we start working on a couple rough draft layouts of logos, business cards, and resumes. And if that's feeling good, a month from today, right, so 3 weeks from today, that's when we'll do our first iteration of our portfolio. On that third week too, just to back up a little bit, so the same week that we do our first stab at logo, resume, business card, right, you guys with me? I also give you guys a spreadsheet, and that's, do you remember the spreadsheet from last week? I know last week was a long time ago with all your other new classes, but in your spreadsheet, what it's going to look like is it's going to say project, I think it's going to say medium, and then notes. So project would be AutoCAD final. So medium is digital, and then your notes would be the PDF is ready to go, right? It could also be AutoCAD, DWG, and then in your notes you need to say export new PDF without the font. Maybe you had like a super cheeseball font that you want to completely turn off, so it's just your plans, okay? But that's kind of like your to-do list of the 10 projects that you're going to put in. It could even be something like color board. So right now the medium could be physical board, and on your notes, your to-do list, it could be take a picture of it and Photoshop it. Okay, so we're just getting a big map. We're all going to try. You're at the end of the program, so there's probably projects you forgot about. You might see other people. There might be projects you lost or that you absolutely despise and you don't want it in your portfolio. So we need to figure out where to put in those blanks. At the end of the day, I want to see at least 10 individual projects. So that doesn't mean 10 pages. I have seen people take like 8 pages of Revit details, or 4 pages of their commercial project that you guys did, or your residential codes class, okay? So 10 individual projects, but the pages are totally up to you. And on the spreadsheet that I give you guys, that's just to help you. So if you have a notebook that you want to put it in instead, whatever, I just kind of want that initial one so I can kind of see where you're coming from, okay? So that paints our first month. So this first month really helps set up the rest of the semester to work on all those other things. So first, branding package, understanding who you want to be, how you want to portray yourself. Right after that, we're going to get into testing that out on resumes, business cards, and logos. You might already have a logo, okay? We're going to test it out. Maybe you thought you loved like flowers, but then the flowers you want just aren't working with the font that you use, so you're going to replace one of them, okay? So we're going to do branding round 2 after we get some feedback. And then after that, we will start kind of a rough draft of our portfolio, including a game plan of how you're going to print it and what you want it to look like, all right? On that day, again, I don't expect you guys to go online and find all of this out on your own. If you want to jump ahead, you can, but I'll send you guys several resources to get you started, including like art supply places and just printing places, okay? Yeah, and I think that'll really help us hit the ground running. So today's mainly just going to be like an in-class working day. So look at the branding packages that we just saw. Start putting together your own branding package. If you guys are new to InDesign, I'm going to do a quick InDesign overview, but I would ask you guys to also watch, I have an InDesign video called Crash Course to InDesign. I'd also want you guys to watch that too, just so you can get a little bit more knowledge. And really, if anybody needs an InDesign review, this next little bit will be great for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to type in InDesign and launch this. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes. If you want to start working, go ahead and jump in. If you want to follow along, give me just a couple minutes to set up. And we're just going to go ahead and start by laying out this project here. I'm going to go over how to open an InDesign file, how to change its size, and then how to insert text and how to insert images. Really quick all at once. Okay.